Hi, boys and girls. Today we're doing Chapter 1, Lesson 1. I know, it seems like it should be the beginning of the year, huh? But that's not the order we do things in third grade here. So we are doing place value through the thousands place. Our learning intention is I am learning to read and write numbers using place value through the thousands place so that I can compare and order numbers. Okay, so in first and second grade, you learned place value up through the hundreds place, and now we're adding on the thousands place. We will talk about the 10,000s a little bit because when you carry in the 1,000s place, you may have to carry to the 10,000s place. So let's go ahead and take a look at our vocabulary. We have several of them. So it'd be a really good idea to get really good with these vocabulary words. Okay, and they go off the screen. So let me shrink it here a little bit. Okay. So our first vocabulary word is digit. A digit is the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 that make up larger numbers. Okay, place value is what value a digit has based upon its position in a number. Standard form is a number written in digits. For example, 2,375, you write it all with numbers, that is standard form. Expanded form is the sum of the value of the digits in a number. So the word sum tells me I'm adding. So I have an addition sign in between each of the numbers in my example. And what you're basically doing is expanding the numbers out into the value of the digits. So this same number here I used on standard form, I used for the example for expanded form. 2,000 plus 300 plus 70 plus 5. And then word form is writing a number in words, how you would say it if you were talking about it and how you would write it if you were writing it in words. That's word form. Sorry, I have an alarm going off on my phone. Okay, so these are the pages that we're doing today. You'll need your volume 1 book, pages 9, 10, and 11. So grab your book, go back to the front, and let's get started. We already covered these vocabulary words, but they are here at the top of the first page, so you have them there if you need them. So let's look at example number 1. The height of the Statue of Liberty from the top of the base to the top of the torch is 1,813 inches. Identify the place of the highlighted digit in 1,813, then write the value of the digit. So you can use 10 hundreds to show 1,000. So when you are doing base 10 blocks, if you don't have a thousands cube, you can use 10 hundreds. But when you put all those together, that makes 1,000. If you counted up all those little tiny cubes, you would have 1,000 of them. So you can model 1,813 with base 10 blocks. So you have 3 ones. When we're doing place value, we start in the ones place and work backwards so that we know that we have enough digits all the way down to the ones place, okay? Sometimes if you're putting it in a place value chart and you start from the left, you'll leave blank spaces on the right, and you can't do that. So we have 3 ones in this number. Let me grab a highlighter here so you can see it, okay? So in this number, you have a 3. We have 3 ones. Okay. Here in the tens place, you have 110. So we have 110 there. Okay. We have 8 in the hundreds place. We have 8 hundreds right here. Boy, a lot of stuff is flying over today. The sky has been very noisy. And then we have 1 in the thousands place, so we have 1,000 right there. Okay, let's continue on. So we're going to put these in the place value chart. And like I said, we're going to work from right to left, just like we would if we were adding or subtracting. We would start in the ones place. So I have 3 ones. Now you can see them. I have 110. I have 8 hundreds, and I have 1,000, okay? So you can see the values down here. The value of 3 ones is 3. You just count the cubes. 1, 2, 3, okay? The value of this 110, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I should dot them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, my finger jiggled. So there's 10 in there. So the value of the 1 in the tens place is 10. In hundreds, you have 100. We have 1. Wait, let me count by hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So the value of 8 in the hundreds place is 800. The value of 1 in the thousands place is 1,000. So there's your values. So the value is what the value of the number is in that place. The place of the number is which room do they live in? Do I live in the ones room? Do I live in the tens room? Do I live in the hundreds room? Do I live in the thousands room? So they asked us about the digit 1 in the thousands place. Its place is thousands. Its place value is 1,000. Okay, and it's really important to get those straight because you get both of those kind of questions and you'll get them wrong every time if you can't get them straight. Well, you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right if you guess, I suppose. Okay, the highlighted digit 1 is in the thousands place. That's where it lives, is in the thousands. But its value, because it's there, is 1,000. And notice I put a comma after the 1 because that is the thousands place. You need a comma. Okay, let's move on to the next page. Okay, if 10 people climb the stairs to the top of the Statue of Liberty and back down, they will have walked 7,080 steps. What are the values of the zeros in the number 7,080? Okay, so this is what I always say. 0 is a hero, but his value is 0. So anytime you have 0 in a place, doesn't matter what place, the value is always 0. It's not 0 hundreds, it's not 0 ones, it's just 0. So I like to put my arms up. I'll show you this in class. Put my arms up like I'm making muscles, and I go, 0 is a hero, and then I slump over with my arms down, but his value is 0. Okay, so whenever they ask you what is the value of 0 in this place, your answer should be 0. Note that a comma is placed between the thousands and the hundreds place. It doesn't always show up. Like when you take the CASP test next year, the big state test at the end of the year, their numbers won't have commas in them, but you can put them in on your scratch paper so you're sure that you know where that thousands place is. Okay, but when you're doing work for me, you must have your comma if you want it to be right. So when 0 is used in a number, it is a placeholder. In 7,080, there are 2 placeholders. The 0 in the hundreds place, okay, right here. Oops, sorry. I thought I was in pen mode. I even looked. Okay. 0 in the hundreds place. And the 0 in the ones place, their values are 0. Numbers can be written in different ways. Standard form shows only the digits. Expanded form shows the sum of the value of the digits. And word form uses words. And I should have paused for a second. I thought this was part of the same thing. So let me draw a line across here. And we'll try that again. So above the line, 0, no matter where it is, value is 0. Okay, next part. Numbers can be written in different ways. Standard form, expanded form, and word form. Word form uses words. Expanded shows the sum of the value of the digits. And standard form shows only the digits. So let's go on to the next section. That was so weird. They literally left me no doubt to think that we would be moving on to something else. Okay, here we go. Example 3. The distance from Mobile, Alabama to the Statue of Liberty is 1,215 miles. So we're going to write 1,215 three ways. So first we're going to write it in standard form. I always start with the ones place to make sure that I've got it, got everything in place. So 5, 1, 2, 1. There it is, standard form, 1,215. Okay, expanded form, we want to look at the value of each digit in the place that it's in. So the 1 is in the thousands place, plus 2 is in the hundreds place, so 2 hundreds, 100, 200. The value is 200, plus 10, 1 in the tens place is 10. Then we have 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, in word form. Now we're just going to write these numbers in word form. So 1 is O-N-E, 1,000. Then 2, the number word 2 is T-W-O. I want you to spell it correctly because I'm writing it for you. And then I have 200. And then I just have my last two digits, 15. I just read them like they were by themselves, 15. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's go down here to guided practice. This is where you're going to pause, write your answer, and then check your answer. So write 7,009 in word form. Now notice the word and is not in there. You only use and when there's a decimal point. We are not doing decimals. So do not write and in there, okay? So you're going to write 7,009 in word form. Fill in the blue blank, the two blue blanks, and then unpause your video. Okay, so I see that I have 7. Okay, I see that I have 7 right here. Okay, so I'm going to write out the word 7. I have 7 right before the comma, so it's 7,000. Then the only thing that's left is 9, because the 2 zeros have 0 value. We don't mention them. So we just say 9. Do not write and 9. If you wrote an and in there, erase it. Get out of that habit, okay? You only do the word and when you do decimals, like this, like 2.12. This would be 2, and 12 hundredths. Okay, that's when you write and, when you have a decimal point. Okay, so let me show you. The and means decimal point. There are no decimal points in what you're doing. You do not need to write that. That was just a little brain candy, a little extra info there for you why you're not writing and. Okay, number 2, write it in expanded form. Write 856 in expanded form. Pause your video. Okay, so 8 in the hundreds place is 800. 5 in the tens place, 5 tens, 5, 10, 15. Sorry, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Sorry, I started counting by 5s, not by 10s. Okay, and then 6 in the ones place is just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the last page. We're going to do the bottom problem together because I wasn't sure what they were asking. So we're going to do that together at the end of this. Okay, so for numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going to write the highlighted digits place and value. So the place is where does it live in the number. Its value is what is it worth. Okay, so for each one, okay, you're going to write the place for the 5 in this number. Write the place for the 2 in this number. Write the place for the 2 in this number, the place for the 0 in this number, the place for the 3 in this number, the place for the 0 in this number. Remember, it's going to be ones, tens, hundreds, or thousands. Use the place value chart on the other page to help you. Okay, then, what did I use? Blue. Okay, should have used a different color because the lines are blue. Anyway, then for what is the value of the 5? What is the value of the 2? Because it's in that place, what is it worth? What is the value of this 2? What is the value of 0? What is the value of 3? What is the value of 0? Okay, that's what you're going to write there. Okay, for the next 2, for numbers 9 and 10, you are going to write each number in standard form. That means with digits. Okay, and same thing for 11 and 12. You're going to write it in digits. Okay, then here you're going to write each number in expanded form and word form. For expanded form, they should show you that you need an equal sign after your number. So I want you just to stick a little equal sign there and there, because this number is going to equal this string of numbers that you're going to add together. You're going to write the value of each digit on each blue line. Then on the long line, that's where your word form goes. Okay, so let me make sure you understand that. Okay, you're doing expanded form. That goes here and here. Okay, and then your word form, writing it out in words, goes here and here. Okay, let's scroll down. So a motorcycle costs $3,124. What is the value of each digit? So I want you to get in the habit of doing plus signs. So please make sure that in between each value, you put a plus sign, because then it's expanded form. Okay, so you're going to put the value of the 3 there, plus the value of the 1, plus the value of the 2, plus the value of the 4. Okay, write all of the 3-digit numbers that have a 3 in the tens place and in the ones place. So I wasn't sure what they meant by this, so I checked the answer key, and now I know. So every single one of the numbers that go in this chart are going to have a 3 in the tens place and a 5 in the ones place. So we're just going to put 3 and 5 in each of these boxes. Because 3 is in the tens place, 5 is in the ones place. All we have to do is put a digit for the hundreds place. So we can start with 1. 135, 235, 335, 435, 535, 635, 735, 835, 935. That's it. That's all they wanted us to do. Okay, so there you go. That is place value to the thousands.